Welcome to the Humble ISD Advanced Learning Podcast, where our goal is to talk about anything and everything related to advanced learning in less time than it takes for you to get from home to school or work. I'm Dr. Tong Udegrit, the Director of Advanced Learning here in Humble ISD. You know, I'm super excited about our conversation today because this is the first time that I've been able to get one of our amazing Humble ISD students on the show. Today, I'm joined by Aniya Thomas. She's a senior at Summer Creek High School. Now, Aniya has been involved in our advanced coursework here in the district, including being an AVID student for 4 years. Now, she graduates here in the next few days, so I really appreciate the fact that she's taking some time from her schedule to come on the show. But she's going to be continuing her studies at Texas Southern University here in the fall. And with her today is Ms. Lindsey Hartline, Aniya's AVID teacher at Summer Creek High School for the past 4 years. Thank you both for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having us. I'm so excited to be here, and it's a big honor.
Thank you for having me.
So just so you both kind of have an idea of what we've discussed on this podcast before, we've been able to give people kind of an overview of our advanced learning options in the district. But I really wanted to be able to hear from a student experience. And so, Aniya, would you mind telling me a little bit about your experience with our advanced learning opportunities here in Humble ISD?
Sure, Dr. Tong. My experience personally has been directly through the teachers that I've had. So the teachers are what makes the learning experience more fulfilling towards the individual. If they're engaging with the students and getting to know them better and making sure that they're well taken care of, even outside of school, that's what makes the whole learning process all that great.
Yeah, because I guess it's about the relationship, right? That from what I'm hearing you say, I mean, obviously Ms. Hartline is here with you. I would imagine that you've got a pretty close relationship with a lot of your teachers, and that's what's really helped your experience.
Yes.
So when I went back and kind of looked through some things, my understanding is that you actually weren't an AVID student when you were in middle school, right?
No.
So what made you think about taking AVID once you got into high school? I mean, here you are, middle school student, getting ready for that transition. We've got some parents that are listening that they've got 8th graders and they're about to go into 9th grade.
Yeah.
Why did you even consider taking AVID once you got into high school?
For me personally, I had an AVID teacher that taught debate in middle school. Her name was Coach Kelly. She had all kinds of AVID paraphernalia and cool learning styles on the wall. And I used those in my personal classes actually. And it made my grades so much better in 8th grade. I was surprised. I didn't know I was capable of doing those kinds of things. And so when I asked her about it, she taught me about the interviews and the whole process of getting into the program, and I started from there. And when I met Ms. Hartline for the interviews, I was all the more up for it.
So Hartline, can I ask you about that? I mean, I think obviously you play a big part in the AVID recruitment.
Yes.
You go to the middle schools, your feeder middle schools.
Yes.
Do you remember Aniya as an 8th grader interviewing?
I do, yes. She was very shy, but eager, and obviously was very articulate about what she wanted and that she definitely wanted to go to college. I do remember those interviews. We always take a group of seniors, and they're really the ones who convince the middle schoolers. They don't really want to listen to me, right? They convince the middle schoolers and tell them about all the awesome things as seniors, where they're going, what they're doing, the schools they're going to, and how AVID has helped catapult them with the upper level classes, dual credit, AP, and then getting them into the colleges of their dreams. And so once I did that, Aniya was all on board. I went and I did the interview, and of course she was a perfect fit for AVID.
Perfect. So Aniya, I got to know, tell me about your experience specifically with AVID for these past 4 years. What's been some of your best AVID experiences or memories?
Overall, my experience that I can recall is the satisfaction from it. Satisfaction from problem solving during tutorials, or I have OCD and the organization definitely helps. Satisfaction from being around like-minded individuals that eventually become your family because you have similar goals in mind. You share the same experience to AVID. Everyone wants to be successful, and being surrounded by peers that have like-minded goals makes the whole experience enjoyable.
Okay.
I would say for me, watching Aniya blossom into the beautiful young woman she is today is my biggest success. not my biggest success, but her success story. The moment she stepped foot at Summer Creek as a freshman, she was very quiet. And I feel like over the course of these 4 years, she's really blossomed. And most importantly, I feel like she's found her voice and her passion, and it's really shined. Starting as a junior, I really feel like it started to kind of come out, and it's really exciting to watch, and I couldn't be more proud.
So what is it about the AVID program specifically, Hartline? I mean, you've worked with a lot of kids.
I have.
Right? What would you say what's the secret sauce that students like Aniya, you find your voice during this time period?
I think that what Aniya said about it being a family, I live and breathe my daily life on positivity and building relationships. And I think it's really important that I don't just look at the academics. I look at the whole person. I look at their heart. I look at their struggles. I look at their obstacles. And I want to help them get through those things, see the light, and be the best version of themselves.
Awesome. Now, Aniya, I understand, I've been told that you've been selected for quite an honor through AVID at large. I'm not talking just Humble ISD AVID. I'm talking about like big national AVID. Now, for some of our listeners, Aniya has been selected to speak at the AVID Summer Institute that's held in San Antonio this coming summer. Now, this means that she was chosen out of thousands of students across the nation to speak. So tell me a little bit about how that happened.
Well, it all started with the poem. I knew about this contest since my freshman year when Ms. Hartline had showed me videos of past student speakers, and I was very inspired by it, so I really have been looking forward to this contest every year of my years in AVID. And when it was finally time for me to write my poem, I felt my whole mind and body resonate with the poem, and I poured pretty much my everything into it. And here I am today, being able to be on this podcast, going to San Antonio to speak, everything.
So why would you even want to put in a submission? I mean, I heard you say this has been something that you've been looking forward to every single year you've been in AVID, right? Mm-hmm. But this is a senior only sort of honor.
Yeah.
So what was it? Like, why would you want to, for what you were telling me, Ms. Hartline were telling me, like, you were kind of shy coming out of 8th grade going into high school. Doesn't really sound characteristic of you to really look forward to this. What happened?
Well, I had quite a shocking experience when I first watched that video. Like, we're angsty freshman high school teens. We're not emotional. We don't really care about things. But when I saw that video, I felt moved by it. Like, I was almost brought to tears, and I was very inspired to be something better than I was back then.
Oh, makes me want to cry.
Well, and I think it puts it in a good picture, right? Because hopefully if we've got some students listening to this, I know that sometimes people feel like, do these students really care? Do young people really care? And I mean, you just telling us that, I think it speaks to that, right? It speaks to the fact that all it takes is one moment, one time. Mm-hmm. If you were to go back in time, right? Go back in time and speak to freshman Aniya. Could you picture yourself doing this?
I'd like to say yes and no.
Okay.
I pictured myself doing the contest. Did I picture myself actually winning it? Not really. Yeah, I would have said keep going. Like, because if I didn't keep going, then I would not be here now. So I'll give them more motivation and more, just a further push.
Nice.
Never give up.
Yeah.
1,000%.
So, look, this is an incredible honor that you get to do this. Like we said, thousands of kids, thousands of students across the nation have tried to do this. And you are one that has been selected to speak to a ton of educators about your experience. Now, what would you say is the biggest thing that AVID has helped you learn or do during these past 4 years in high school?
What AVID has done for me these past few years was really bring me out of my shell. With what we've been talking about this whole podcast, that's a very key thing in going into your adult life and having to do interviews or jobs or getting scholarships, all those kinds of things. You need that push to come out of your shell. When you're more extroverted and open to new ideas and things and experiences, you're more comfortable and you're more likely to succeed in doing those things. And without AVID, I probably would not be even going to college.
Oh my
being
goodness.
Honest.
Wow. Look, for our listeners of this podcast, I'll tell you, some of them are parents, some are students. What's something that you'd want them to know specifically about your AVID experience? Like, why should they even think about becoming an AVID student?
AVID sets you up for absolute success. There is not a thing that AVID cannot teach you. They teach you how to stay organized, how to get into dual credit classes, which I have friends that don't know, but I know, even though I didn't take any myself, I've helped them with that process, and it's all because of AVID. They help you with preparing for job interviews, presenting yourself, vocalizing yourself, being able to talk in large crowds in front of big audiences, getting scholarships for college, getting to college, helping you with your grades. Everything is because of AVID.
Wow. Now, Hartline, again, with your AVID students, help me understand this. You've worked with a lot of different kind of students. You do recruiting. You do the interviews. What kind of student would you really want to see? Like, when you think about AVID, the Aniyas of the world, right?
Yeah.
What kind of student needs AVID?
I mean, in my personal opinion, I'm biased. I think everyone needs AVID. But absolutely, if a student has the desire and the willingness to go to college, to push themselves to be great, then they're an AVID student. I want to help them. I want to meet them in the middle, and I want to help them along the journey to get where they want to go.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we've tried to make sure that we paint a picture for, right, is AVID is exactly that. It's for all students. You can have number 1 in the class. You can have number 100 whatever in the class. You can have number 500 whatever in the class,
Yes,
right?
sir.
But it's about finding that student and that desire, that determination to go to college. And I think one of the biggest things, too, that we try to say is this is how you engage with advanced learning. Right. We talk about those skills needed. You talked about all the different organizational things that you saw on your speech teacher or your debate teacher's wall.
Debate teacher, yeah.
Yeah. And so you just seeing those things and being like, oh, well, that could really help me own my learning a little bit more. Right. So it's about equipping students just like yourself and I that are now, I know you're going to be successful at Texas. I know it. Like I just.
She's ready to fly.
Thank you.
Well, look, hey, thank you guys for coming on today. And we're super proud of you. You're going to do a great job speaking at Summer Institute. I know Humble ISD is sending quite a few teachers to be able to hear you speak and get the training. So very exciting there. We wish you the best of luck as you graduate. What, I think is 2 days, 3 days from now?
About 2
Yeah.
days, yeah.
And again, you're going to kill it at TSU. Give us some final remarks, a send off to our listeners as we kind of finish here today.
To all students, anyone listening, college-wise, elementary, middle, anything, if you have a dream, hold on to it. Nothing is impossible as long as you try.
Very cool. Hartline, what do you got?
I mean, those are tough words to follow behind, but I would absolutely agree. And I just think I'm so proud of you, and I am so proud of all of your accomplishments and the young woman you are. So good luck and go be great.
Yeah, and again, for our listeners, I hope what you're hearing here is the passion from Aniya, from Hartline, just as it relates to nothing super over the top about AVID other than meeting students where they are, helping to make sure that they're equipped with the skills that they need, both in their advanced classes and then even looking beyond high school, right? Looking at those job interview skills, looking at how do I apply for college, even what Aniya mentioned with helping her friends enroll in some of these dual credit upper level classes as well. Just getting that opportunity knowledge that sometimes not all of us have, right? I'm going to tell you, sitting here in this chair working with advanced learning, there's a lot of different opportunities now that didn't even exist when I was in high school. And it's a lot to navigate. It's a lot to navigate the GPA journey, should I take AP classes, dual credit classes, on-ramps classes?
Yeah.
What's all the difference mean? And I know AVID plays a big part in that piece for our kids that have those questions, right? Well, look, that's all the time we have today with the Advanced Learning Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on social media on Twitter at humbleisd_ADV. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can be notified when we drop a new episode talking about anything and everything related to advanced learning. Now, this is Dr. Tong Uticrit, and this has been the Advanced Learning Podcast, keeping you ahead of the learning curve in Humble ISD.